Well, welcome back to another CartoonSmart.com drawing tutorial. And today we're going to draw kind of a chibi style or anime style character. I'd say the chibiness of it or the kind of smallness depends on what you do with the body. But today we're just going to focus in on the head. One thing I'm going to do is kind of draw some lines out here. And if you're using Procreate, this is actually really easy. If you just sit there and you just draw, just don't let go of the pencil and then just kind of leave it there a little bit. It's going to turn into a straight line. And one nice little trick you can do as well is right after you do that, if you just hit the arrow, you'll notice that you get these little vector points on here, so you can kind of make it even straighter. And that was kind of an accidental discovery on my part. Let me show you that you kind of give up that option to do that as soon as you start doing anything else. So for example, if I hit just the arrow now, you can notice that it does both lines together, right? But if I go up here and I do, another one, straight it out, don't do anything else, you can see that, again, you've got those vector points. And normally, of course, anytime you hit the arrow, it's going to just select everything on this whatever particular layer you're on. So I'm just kind of trying to get in here the just some guidelines for, I don't know, because I had some guidelines when I was practicing, so why not? We'll keep it in there. But I'll make them a little bit less opaque. I'm gonna move up a layer. This will just be the primary layer that I draw on, and I'm just using the technical pencil. I don't think it really matters what drawing program you're in, but obviously you guys can see that I'm in Procreate, and what I just did was, of course, going to be unique to Procreate. All right, so let's go ahead and get some eyes in here. Big old eyes. Might actually make this one go a little bit over, so I'm just going to select it. Move that over that way. Well, and of course, one thing we could do, since we are just doing eyes right now, we could just draw one of them and duplicate it over. Let's see, that might be a little bit easier. So I'm practicing for this. I've drawn quite a few eyes. Let me just kind of circle in a really dark kind of black center to this. Probably leave this open with just white, and then what I'll try to do is kind of do darker shading up here. Okay, so do that pretty dark. All right, and then even pretty dark over here as well. We could always just take a brush and just delete out some of that. And then as we kind of get down toward the bottom, loosen it up a little bit, right? Just make it not as dark. So it starts getting lighter and lighter down that way. And you could even go in here and kind of accentuate a few of those lines. That would work for the eye. And, if you like what you see, hey, good enough. And sure enough, we could just, we don't need to do this twice. So I've just selected this eye. I'm going to swipe down with 3 fingers. You can see you can just cut it out. Easy way to do that. Same thing would be true for this guy. Swipe down with 3 fingers, copy it, paste it, and then we can just move that over exactly where we want. And let's do some kind of sharp eyebrows from right here. Maybe not that sharp. Something like that. Again, try to keep things somewhat symmetrical. I'll probably just merge these 2 layers together. So I'm just going to click merge down. So I just tap the layer and do that. I'll probably move the eyes up just a little bit here. Okay, so let's start to get in a little cheek for this guy. Yeah, something like this. The Chibi style game art is certainly possible. I own and run a site that sells game art, and I can tell you that's for sure. People do like that the little style of game art. I guess that's what characterizes it, right? Little. So what we'll do today is sketch out some guys. We could color them in. We could even try a couple different styles of painting them. All right, so once we've done that, kind of give ourselves a little bit of an indication of where the white of the eye would be. You know, probably along here, here, and here. Let's do a little nose, something like that. When we end up shading this in, we might make a little triangle like that. Give a cute little smile. Not exactly symmetrical with this chin over here, I don't feel like, but that's okay. And yeah, something along those lines. Okay, let's do some pretty cool hair. Just kind of swoop it down. So go up, down. Do a little bigger piece. And then let's kind of go the opposite direction. So now this one's, you can see, bending toward the head. Oops, that was my ring hitting the desk. And I don't think there's any real right or wrong for what we're doing now. Well, I say that, but then you'll watch me undo as well. So what I ended up, you know, I try to practice these things before I get on here and record any of them, but what I ended up drawing in my first go around was I thought it looked a little bit like a character from the Phantasy Star 2 series on the old Sega Genesis, which I used to play. So that kind of dates myself. All right, let's figure out how high up this head's going to go. Probably something around there, right? I'll do sort of like a little part in the middle. Swoop it back around. And this will give us a nice little bit of area to kind of work in some things like that, you know. Either that's darkening that part of the hair or lightening it up. And probably the whole right side of this will be a little bit darker. I wonder if if anyone has ever done like a statistic of how many artists draw the darker side of the head on the right. For some reason, I tend to always do that, I believe. My light source is always over there somewhere. Okay, so again, this is really just a rough sketch, but you know, if you wanted to kind of start thinking about that shading. Oh, actually, well, now I'm doing the opposite, aren't I? Well, you know, why not, right? Do something a little bit different. So again, indicating that now we're indicating that there's some light over there. That would probably be one of the worst possible things to study. Why would anybody ever do a study of that? Maybe DeviantArt has some secret confidential files that they're holding back. More artists draw their light source on the right than the left, or vice versa. If you wanted, you could always put a little alfalfa sprout up at the top. Don't think that's something you commonly see in this style. And you know, we could always change where the light is later on. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I think that's the sketch that we'll go with for coloring this in. Now, of course, it's a bit big on this canvas, so I'll probably make it a bit smaller. I guess the lines, my lines didn't really end up helping me much, but at least you guys got to see how I guess switch it to magnetic so I can scale it down uniformly. But at least y'all got to see how that little vector thing worked with your one-time sort of vector usage. Okay, so let's come back in a second video and we'll shade this guy in. So that's how we'll leave it for now.